I started writing songs when I was about 17, I suppose, but I only used to write the music. I never used to write the words. My boyfriend used to write the words, and then when we split up, I had all these tunes, like, with no words, so I started to write the words myself then. I played the piano when I was about 8. My father taught me to play, and I always wrote little tunes and things for my friends to play on the flute when I played the piano at school concerts. And later on I wrote 2 school pantomimes, and they were the only things I wrote while I was at school there, really. And things for the school magazine. I was writing songs at 17, 18. I was writing songs about love, but in a very generalised way. I mean, if I'd had any sense, I would have written about the actual relationship I had with my boyfriend, which was full of rousers, screaming at him, walking off and leaving me at the bus stop, and him coming back because I had his cigarettes in my pocket and things like that. But I didn't. I wrote just sort of, oh, he's left me, and it's a really boring tune, really boring lyrics. And then later on I got more specific, and so I would write about exactly what had happened. And about 2 years ago I read a newspaper article which was actually about a man who'd helped his wife, who was terminally ill, to commit suicide. And he was being prosecuted, which is why he was in the paper. And I had a commission to write a song at the time, and was supposed to write a song about death, which didn't really come easily to me, not knowing a lot about it. But reading this article of the man who'd helped his wife die, I started to think, what about the end of a relationship? If you get a very loving couple and one of them has died. And I just had this image of a man that makes breakfast for his wife because he's forgotten that she's died. I sang this song at the King's Head about 2 weeks ago, and somebody came up to me and said, my father made breakfast for my mother the day she died, and he made it the day after. So I thought, well, I use my imagination, but it's all true. So I'm pleased with that song. Well, when I won New Faces, I was offered quite a lot of work, television work, writing songs to order for 6 o'clock programmes, a lot of regional programmes. And then I was offered That's Life with Esther Ranson, and that was to write a song a fortnight for their whole season, which was 6 months. The worst one was the anniversary of the telephone, which I think was that's Alexander Graham Bell's birthday, I think it was. Yes, it was, I remember. I think it's in this book. If I'm having a bit of trouble with a song like The Anniversary of the Telephone, which is not a lot to do with me, what I've written here, the trouble it causes, you see, that's the sort of starting point. My wrong numbers, conversations, dirty phone calls, people that don't ring, and the fact that it wakes you up. Trim phone and slim phone, her phone and him phone. God, that was so clever. Didn't use that in the end. Well, I usually I write the lyrics and the music separately, so whether I've done the tune first or not, I'll do the words at night, because I always work at night. And I usually start about 11, and hopefully I'll have actually started by about midnight, because I have to do the crossword, and I have to have a cup of coffee, and I have to wipe my desk and tidy my letters and write to people. So there's always about an hour where I don't do very much. And I'll start about midnight, and I get one of my notebooks, and I'll write the date and the time, and the name of the programme, and who the producer is and who the director is. I'm sure this... But I don't need to do that, but it's just a ritual that I go through. Then I write the alphabet down the side of the page, because if I'm trying to find a rhyme, it's much easier to go through all the words that rhyme with the particular word I'm looking for, and then see if any of them could possibly make any sense and be any use to the song. I have to keep in mind that the people I'm writing it for are maybe 14, 15, and that they're not going to be thinking about job pressures from husbands and wives or the people that they're working for. They'll be more concerned with careers officers, parents and their friends. So I have to sort of think back 10 or so years to what it's like to be at school. I'll try and conjure up all the information I have about that sort of thing or what I feel about it, and I'll just write them in a list. And then hopefully from one of those words or from one of those sentences I'll get the idea for a verse.